Good morning, good morning. Horrible human beings. Beetlejuice 2 and taking my daughters to the zoo episode. So, Beetlejuice 2 just came out and it's been over 30 years. The first one came out when I was 9 in 1988. You do the math, see how old I am now. But it was a funny movie, had good memories, and I had good memories of the movie. There was a lot of things going on in 1988 in the world and in my own personal little world as well. But I remember that weekend. It's funny how you mark time with different events and small things that may seem insignificant. You may not remember somebody who you met at work a week ago 6 times in a row, but you remember something from 35, 36 years ago with remarkable clarity. That's how we mark time. I heard we also do it with like smells and aromas too. But what it made me think of was I couldn't wait to go see it. I'm like, damn, we've been waiting over 30 years to see part 2 what's going to happen. But I realized the way they market it and the generations, 2, maybe even 3 generations of people, kids, and adults aren't even aware of that because they didn't see it. You know, the first one came out in 1988, so I realized they marketing this for for nostalgia. So the people who were kids that are now grown, you know, my mother took me to go see it. I'm sure she's not even thinking about seeing it. So it was a movie for kids, really, even though it had some adult humor in it. But they know that the people that are going to see it now are definitely grown, definitely. But what I really realized was that I was telling my lady that going to see that movie is like getting a chance to be 9 years old again amidst everything going on now. And really, it's not even about the movie, but it's about being able to recapture 9 years old and all of the horizon with opportunity and ambition and choices that was yet to be made. But between Beetlejuice 1 and Beetlejuice 2, there have been a lot of road covered, and just in the world, but also in my personal journey as well. And there's no time machines. You don't get to go back and be 9. You don't get to go back and take over 3 decades worth of choices and paths that you chose. You know, that ain't how life works. You choose it, you got to deal with it and live with it, for better or for worse. You know, everything ain't always negative connotation. But reminiscing and wishing you could go back, maybe that's a natural thing. And it just made me think about how long and all of the different parts of my journeys and the different opportunities and choices that I made between that weekend when I was 9 in 1988, when Beetlejuice came out, to this weekend that just passed now when Beetlejuice 2 came out. And I said, damn, maybe it's a little bit bigger than wanting to see Beetlejuice, which I'm gonna get around to seeing eventually. But what it also made me think of was I took my daughters to the zoo about a month ago. My youngest, she had to see the tigers, not the lions. It had to be the tigers. It definitely had to be the tigers. So we get to the tiger, I'm lifting her up, and the tigers got their own little encampment. It has like a moat that they can swim in and a fake hill with a fake tree cut down, you know, that they can run around. It's probably hell for the tiger that's trapped in there and realize all that's fake and got to do it day in and day out. But for everybody, you know, you want to go see the tiger. So I'm lifting my daughter up to see the tiger, and the thought occurred, you know, what if she falls into this encampment with this wild tiger roaming? And the second thought, man, a second would be too long, because I'm going to say it was half of a millisecond. I instinctively said, well, I got to get over here, get over this thing. And I'm down in there, it's me and the tiger. Hopefully I can land on his head or his back. But I'm getting it, maybe somebody can call something or do something, and I can hold this tiger off so my daughter can get to safety. Because if I can't get her to safety, then I'm not going to be no good if a tiger mauls my daughter in front of me. So the best thing I can do is I'm gonna maul this tiger. This me and him. And Tiger don't even need to use his teeth to kill you or incapacitate you, just their strength. But he gonna have to use all that. And I'm gonna use everything I got. And my brain is bigger than a tiger, hopefully. But it just dawned on me the responsibilities that I have now that are way different than the things on the horizon when I was 9 and going on. That before you sit and lament choices made in the past, there's so many choices that I had to get made now, and I had the benefit of making these choices with the mind and the experience that's not like a child, that's not like a 9-year-old, and you understand the gravity of certain things, and you look at life in a different perspective. So, and knowing that I would jump into the tiger pit instantly for my daughters, I realized, well, that's really what's important, because that just showed me that my life and my heart beating isn't the most important thing in relationship to myself, but my life and my heart beating is important to my daughters. So, yeah, this is a physical and literal tiger pit. That if I have to go in there, the tiger gonna have to rip me apart. Give my daughter a couple minutes for somebody to get the zookeepers to come shoot them tranquilizers, whatever. But there's all kind of tiger pits, from my own choices, your own habits, a bunch of everything. There's a bunch of different tiger pits that's not at no zoo and don't have no actual tiger in them. And I'm thinking about how often when I was left to my own designs, I wouldn't jump in there. I wouldn't jump in there to save my future, or jump in there to save my ambitions, or jump in there to save my trajectory. But, things change when you have bigger responsibilities and you got a bigger scope and bigger experience. So, I wonder how I could bring them through things together, Beetlejuice 2 and taking my daughters to the zoo. But I came together pretty good. So if you haven't seen the Dirtbag Deli, please check that out on YouTube. It's definitely an acquired taste for open-minded appetite, and Horrible Human Beings episodes that all fall under the Handsome Dan umbrella. Got a lot of good things cooking up. So thanks for tuning in and checking out, and hopefully I can get more. I like to do them as the thought and the sentiment and the notion hit, so that it's genuine. I don't like just manufacturing and making any video just because the sun came up. But this is Horrible Human Beings, Beetlejuice 2, and taking my daughter to the zoo episode. Be well.